Pastor Steve Weyerts here, End Time Prophecy Today, your blood-bought, Holy Ghost taught preacher on the internet. Continuing on now with Donald Trump in the Bible. And today we're going to look at a closer look at Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm going to start going through this. Everything that is highlighted in here has to do with Donald Trump. Now, Habakkuk chapter 2 is a prophecy that was given that has not yet happened yet until now. That's why we call this End Time Prophecy Today. Prophecy in the Bible is being fulfilled right now before our very eyes. Now, when I originally stumbled across this in Habakkuk chapter 2, and notice up here it says, you see 2016. Now, God showed me that the Bible is a calendar of events and it's counting down and it covers a 7,000-year period. I have the calendar on my website, pastorstevew.com. And if you go into free books, you're going to see Bible Countdown Calendar or Bible Calendar, and you can click on it. You can download it. You can share it, whatever. You can read it. You can use it. I don't care. Just don't change it, because it's an impossibility that just the way the Bible's put together by numbers. And if you change it, it doesn't work. And that's why in Revelation, he said, if you add to or take away from the prophecy of this book, I'll take your name out of the book of life. So don't mess with it, okay? It's a calendar, and it can't be changed because it'll throw off time. And that's what the Antichrist wants you to do. He doesn't want you to know what time it is, okay? Well, in 2016, I was sitting on my couch, and I make these videos of current day events, and I had over 250 of them out, probably close to that on the internet, and people just, they weren't listening, you know? And I got, just got frustrated. So I took them all down. And so, but now I'm done. The gloves are off. Okay. I'm sitting on my couch, back up, sitting on my couch, 2016. I went to the Bible Countdown Calendar. I look, I see Habakkuk chapter 2, and I just start reading. And I got a yellow highlighter out in my Bible, and I come across the very first line right here, and I see the tower. And I'm thinking, Trump Tower? And I think at that time, like, some guy, here's my 7 o'clock alarm to get ready because I have to be out the door at 10 minutes to 8. Hold on. For my day job. Okay. I'm back. There was some guy climbing Trump Tower. And I don't know if he had suction cups or whatever, but everybody's heard of Trump Tower, and Trump Towers. They're all over the world, okay? And most of them are casinos. That's why it has playing tables. Playing upon tables, okay? But I saw the word tower, and if you look down at verse 11, you're going to see the word the wall. And I thought, tower, the wall? Could this possibly be speaking of Donald Trump? And so I started digging into it, and this whole chapter is written about this man. Okay, so I put the video out on YouTube, and I said, well, I don't know that, because I don't like being called a false prophet. I said, I don't know if he's going to win the election or not, but here he is in 2016, and it's 4 days before the election, and Donald Trump, yes, he went on to win the election. What I didn't know is that he wouldn't get a second term. So in the meantime, this right here at the end, it shall speak, and this is where I missed it. Okay, so I'm sitting there in 2016, it's the end, and then when he went out of office, right, people try to call me a false prophet and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, I had wrote 2 books on the guy. And I pulled them. I didn't sell. Nobody bought them anyway. People think, what are you going to do with all this money? I have never made any. I'm 63 on Saturday. I've devoted my whole life to this, which means I didn't go to college, right? I have no retirement. And I'd like to be your pastor. I have a buy me a coffee platform. And I'll put the link underneath the video if you'd like to donate. And I've had a couple of donations this week. First time ever. And it's just awesome. Thank you guys. You know who you are. I love you. God bless you. It's just awesome. Anyway, so I wrote a book called America Trumped. And yeah, hold this upside down like he did his Bible. You know what I mean? Never mind. Donald Trump in the Bible. So I found this in 2016, but when he went out, and didn't win his second term, everybody wanted to call me a false prophet. But guess what? Now, he is back in. And the beast that was and is not shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. You're saying, Steve, you think Donald Trump's the Antichrist? Let me tell you something. He's my number one candidate for the Antichrist. And they're going to try and run him for a third term. But I mean, just common sense. The guy is controlling the whole world right now. And the stuff that's written in this chapter, okay, he could be the false prophet, okay? He's going to be in the top, 2 or 3 people that when the New World Order comes in, and I'm going to tell you when that's going to happen too. But we got to get through this Trump chapter first. All I know is this prophecy is about him, and it says, at the end it shall speak, and this proves that we are at the end. I know the church is teaching, well, Jesus is not coming back now, and all this kind of stuff. And if the church wasn't worshiping money and blinded by money, right? And electing a guy into the office because he has money, right? There's 2 gods. There's money and there's God. You'll love the one, cling to the one, despise the other. It's written in the Bible. So Christians unknowingly voted this guy into office. And it was God's will because it's written right here. But watch this. At the end it shall speak. People, we are at the end. So so I'm going to just go through everything that's highlighted in this complete chapter has to do with Donald Trump. And we're going to go through every single one of these. It's an impossibility that it's written about any other man. So we're going to start right here with the KKK. Okay? And you've heard all the rumors and stuff about Trump's family and the KKK and everything else, But I'll show you some off the internet. But the reason that I believe that he's involved with it is because the Bible, God put it in this chapter that has to do with Donald Trump. Now people say, oh, Steve, you listen to these Democrat things or whatever. I don't even know if there are Democrats on the radio, like there's Republicans brainwashing people, because I don't listen to them. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll go over and listen to the Republican thing, radio broadcast people, just to see what they're talking about, so that I can see the view that they're coming from and try and figure out how these Christians got so messed up to vote this man into office. But I can only last, about a minute or two, and I have to turn the thing off. But right here, let's take the very first thing in this chapter. We notice the 3 Ks up here. Habakkuk is the only word in the entire Bible, right, that has 3 Ks in it, period. And there's only 3 chapters in Habakkuk, right? And Donald Trump's right in the middle in chapter 2. And so let's go ahead. So God's referencing him to the KKK. All right. And then look down here. See this? A proud man. You ever hear of the Proud Boys? All right. So let's look at this and let's see, is Donald Trump associated with the KKK? Trump administration reinstalls Confederate statue in Washington. Okay. So remember during the Black Lives Matter movement, they took down the Confederate statues and stuff like that. And Donald Trump made sure that Albert Pike statue was put back up. So Albert Pike Confederate general, Freemason, right? Yeah, associated with the absolutely associated with the Ku Klux Klan. Okay. And then Habakkuk also put in there, he's a proud man, right? Trump tells the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. You know, that was at the insurrection when he didn't win the re-election. And then President Donald Trump hesitated to condemn white supremacists during repeated questioning from the Monitor Chris Wallace at the first presidential debate. Okay? Trump told a far-right group, the Proud Boys, to stand back and stand by and tried to redirect the conversation to Antifa and groups on the left. And over here, Donald Trump just recently pardoned the Proud Boys leader. And they were out there at the insurrection, you know, and he pardoned them. He pardoned everybody that just went in there at the Capitol building, you know, and right here, Trump pardoned Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, leaders. Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, leaders out of prison after Trump, right? After the January 6th, okay? Ex-Proud Boy leader Enrico Terrio out of prison. I mean, I don't really know that I need to go into that any farther than that. For me, it ended with the Bible reference, the Ku Klux Klan, right? But he said good things about, first he said he didn't know David Duke, and then he said good things about him and this and that. And he always says one thing and then he says another or whatever. I don't know if it's his master plan or he's losing his mind, but there you have it. That's the very first thing that is in this chapter. And if we want to go a little bit farther, for today, I have a little bit of time. I will stand upon my watch. Do you know that Donald Trump has his own watches? I knew that in 2016, okay? But he just put out a new watch, right? He's selling them for $100,000 a piece, you know, gold-plated and diamonds and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Those ones haven't sold out, but he has some other, you know, more affordable ones that people could pry some money out of their pockets. Let's take a look at it. Official President Trump merchandise. GetTrumpWatches.com. President Trump's Red Beauty. I don't have the volume turned up. I play the video, but he's talking about his watches. And he has all kinds. He's got women's watches. He's got men's watches. Here's the Tourbillon. Okay. I think this is the one that's $100,000. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. There's only 147 pieces. 3 extraordinary styles available each with 122 diamonds and 18 karat gold. Designed for the president. Okay. So in the first verse there, it says, you see my watch. Yeah. You want to buy my watch? $100,000. Okay. So let's go back. I'll go a little bit further here today. The tower. Let's go ahead and look up Trump Tower. Trump International Tower, Chicago. He has towers all over the world. they got Chicago here because I live closer to Chicago as any place else. But I just put it pulled it up because I looked it up. So let's just go Trump Tower. He lives in the one in New York. Images. Okay, here's images of Trump Tower. I think this is the one. I don't know. Where is this? This is the one in New York. It has 58 floors. This is where Donald Trump lives. He lives on the 58th floor of Trump Tower. He has these in Dubai. He has them all over the world. I mean, you could Google it. This one, I think, is in Vegas. Now, that says 10 Trump Tower, New York City. That's New York City. But he's got them everywhere. He's got them in Las Vegas. I guess I'm here. How many towers does Trump have? Let's figure it out. It's telling about the one in New York right here, 58 stories. Let's go on with this 58 for just a little bit, and then I'll probably end the video here. Okay. I don't know how many towers Donald Trump has, and it changes. Some of them, they tried to stop him from building this. But notice this 58 stories here. And I'm going to show you how accurate this Bible is. So if you read down in Habakkuk chapter 2, we're going to go back over there. It says he set his nest on high. Let's look at it. Okay, looking over here in Habakkuk chapter 2 in the 9th verse. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. Okay, it's talking about his house. This is where Donald Trump lives. That he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Now, there's a lot going on in this one verse. Number one, he became the president of the United States, and that's why it has the word nest. You ever hear of an eagle's nest? I don't know how far I want to get into that one. Hitler had a place that they built for him called the Eagle's Nest, his retreat, okay? But the United States is represented as an eagle, right? So it says he set his nest on high that he may be delivered from the power of evil. He became the president of the United States, and now he's going after everybody that had anything on him, that bad that he had done or evil that he had done. He doesn't abide by the law, and the things that he did against the law, he's getting himself out of it. He said, do I need to explain this to you? He became president of the United States, and now he's getting out of all the bad stuff, the evil stuff that he did. But this gets even better. The 58th. Did you see that 58 we were on? Okay, right over here. 58 stories. Donald Trump lives on the 58th floor of Trump Tower. Now watch this. Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 9. We're going to count this. And we're looking for this S right here. He sets his on the 58th floor of his house, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Count it for yourself, right? The letter S 58th letter in this verse. All right, I got to get ready for my day job, and I'm going to continue this video later. And if you continue reading down in Habakkuk chapter 2, you're going to notice with idols overlaid with gold and all kinds of stuff. It's insane. But what I want to tell you is, people, we are in end times. The Lord is not delaying his coming, which is being preached in the churches. Okay? He's right now. At the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it'll surely come. It will not tarry. Jesus Christ is coming back. Time is running out. Are you ready? If you're not ready, you need to read my book, PastorCW.com, and it is called The Truth About You and God. It is free. Free. I give all this stuff away for free. If you'd like to donate, I have a Buy Me a Coffee platform. You can go to my website, hit the donate button. So far, I've had 2 people donate. Awesome. Hey, I love you guys. And maybe this can work out where I can do this full time. That'd be awesome. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.